Remember when you tried to write me off? Remember when you thought I'd take a loss? Don't you remember you thought that I would need final procedure? Remember, oh wait, you got amnesia. It was my season for battle wounds, battle scars, body bump, bull stabbed in the back, brimstone fire jumping through. Still now my life, I got money and power, and you gotta live with the bad blood now.
Okay, so I just wanted to do a really quick introduction for Nikki. I am a Beachbody coach, obviously, under Nikki Johnson, and I have been a coach for 13 months now, and I just rank advanced to Star Diamond, thanks to Nikki Goss. And I just wanted to share my story really quick, that I hit Diamond within 72 days. And I did that by doing the power of threes and the 3 vital behaviors and posting on Facebook. And I just wanted to share that as you're growing your teams, you want to just make sure that you're really kind of passing on the tricks of the trade and things that, you know, were roadblocks for you to help encourage your team so they don't have to go through some of the things that you did. And I'm really so proud of Nikki, because I had just a very unofficial record with Team Positude for hitting Diamond in 72 days, and she came and hit it in 55 days, which is not even 2 months, and that's just incredible. So if you put your mind to something, you can absolutely do it, and she's been such a rock star. She posts 3 to 5 times a day. She does her vital behaviors. She does her tracker, and I just am so proud of her. So she's going to share all of her tricks and her secrets. And, you know, the goal is to make sure that everyone on your team is just as successful as you are, if not more. So that's why this call is so important. And Nikki, you're amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy you're doing this. It's going to help so many people. So without further ado, Nikki Goss.
Hi,
take it away.
Yeah. Hey. All right. So bear with me. This is my first Zoom call. I'd like write out all my notes and everything for you guys so I didn't lose my mind. So Sandy is my coach. She's amazing. She trained me to do everything that I can do. So I'm really thankful for her and thankful for our team. But as we were at our Diamond retreat a couple of weeks ago, Jenny asked if I could talk a little bit about how I got to Diamond in 55 days. So I said, absolutely. So a little bit about me. I am a wife and mama of 3. So I have 3 little kids, 5, 4, and 10 months old. I still have a full-time job with the Department of Defense, hoping to get rid of that pretty soon. And I started coaching this March. So this February, my husband and I went to Pittsburgh, where we're both from, and spent some time with the family. And on the way back, kind of realized, took a minute to talk about it and say, we really have a good life and we've got to be around for a long time for the kids. So I texted Sandy in the car driving home and said, sign us up for everything. Obviously I can't get this under control any other way, so teach me. So we did the 21-day fix and then the 21-day fix extreme and rolled into insanity and just never looked back. And I think about 3 weeks in, right when I was just about finishing up the 21-day fix, I knew that this was the place that I was just going to be in for the rest of my life. There was just no way I was going to leave here. There was no way I was going to leave these people. There was no way I was going to leave this atmosphere. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever been a part of. And what it became was something that was not about losing weight. It became so much more than that. So started in March, and the first thing that I did was I rolled into 10 Days to Emerald course that Nikki Johnson was running, and I loved this class. I actually ran my girls, my coaches through it when they started because I thought it was so vital. One of the last days we had to do a dream board, and Nikki told us to put our Beachbody goals on there too. So like anyone who just started, I was like, oh, I hope to hit Emerald next month. And then I wrote down Diamond, and I wrote September. And at the same time, everyone was starting to post about the Diamond retreat that was in May. And they were talking about how they were going to get their professional photos done there. And I was like, oh, could you make me look that pretty? I want my photos done. I want to look like that. So I still have the dream board. So I crossed out the date and I wrote May 20th. And I even put a little like word bubble in there and I wrote, eek, but I really want to go to that retreat. And like that, I set my goal for Diamond. So it scared the crap out of me. And I think that's how I knew it was the right goal, right? Like you have to go for something that scares the pants off you. So I was just full steam ahead. So I was like, all right, well, how do I do this? So I started jumping on all the team calls. So like the bombshell calls on Mondays and then the positude calls. And most of the time I was completely lost, but it didn't matter. I just tried to suck in as much as I could every time that we had somebody talking. I went and followed all of the top coaches on Facebook. They're top coaches for a reason, right? So they're doing something right. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to follow you guys. Like, surround yourself with the people who you want to be like. So I did that. And then at nighttime before I would go to sleep, I would put on the Apple TV. So I'd get onto YouTube and I would just type in like Beachbody, Brittany Leggett. I was like, well, everyone talks about her. So she's doing something right. And all the videos would come up and I would just put them on and just type in Lindsay Matway and like her videos, and I would just listen and try and take in anything that I could. And they had like amazing videos on like, here's how you start and here's how just Google like how to run a successful Beachbody business. And there it all was. I was amazed. I couldn't believe it. I almost still don't trust Google sometimes because I'm like, is it that easy? Someone's just telling me? They're really just telling me what, like, really? Yeah, no, but they really are. They're just like, here's the baton, go prosper. Which is amazing. And I love that Sandy did that for me. She held a team record and then she taught me how to do it faster. So like my goal is to teach my girls to do it faster. I want them to do better than me. And I think that's the most amazing thing about the Beachbody world is you just get surrounded by people who just want to watch you succeed. So it's just a really positive, powerful environment to be in. So in addition to, doing all the YouTube and the Facebook videos, I remember one night we were on a team positude call and Nikki Johnson said like, well, we're talking about, so who do I invite? How do I do this? And she was like, go export your Facebook friends into an Excel doc. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I can do that. So I went and Googled how do I do this? So I did it. And that got me the list. And then everyone was talking about the Power of Threes tracker. So I was like, well, there has to be something to this. So I got the tracker and everyone just said, this is simple. Like you invite 3 people a day, you follow up with 3 people a day, and you post 3 to 5 times a day on Facebook. So I was like, okay, I can do this. So when I went to invite people, this is where my world came into it. So I had that list, but I thought about what this world was like for me and what it did for me and what it gave to me in terms of like a network of people who unconditionally accepted me and said, just be you. There's no one in the world like you, and you will succeed if you just be you. You don't need to be anyone else. And I've never lived in a world where people have said that to me before. So when I would look at a name in front of me, I thought about that person, and it was amazing because it brought up whatever connection that we had in life and wherever our paths crossed. I remembered, and I remembered the great things about them. I remembered if they were the person who always saw the silver lining when we were playing soccer and it was a downpour and it was 36 degrees outside and I was freezing on the field and Mary rolled around in the mud because she thought it was funny. And I remembered that. And as I would invite, I'd say, I would love it. I don't know if you have, a fitness regimen, but I'd love to tell you about my team. This is why I'd love for you to be here. I remember when you were rolling around in the mud in soccer. You're that person that's great to have by your side whenever times get rough. I think you would be such a valuable addition to the team. So I would tell them not only what it could do for them and bring to them, but how I already thought it would benefit us if they were there with us. And that's how I would invite people. So it was a really personal thing for me. I'm sure there were a few lines of like, we follow Beachbody programs like P90X and Insanity, but the invite really harked back to whatever it was in life, however our paths crossed that impacted me, and then the benefits that would be achieved both ways for my team and then for that person. So then I would follow. So sometimes it'd be great. Like sometimes people would write right back to you. For the most part, like you don't hear anything, and that's fine. Like for me, that was like, it's cool. I planted the seed. They saw it. Now they're thinking about it. So I always saw it as success. Honestly, anytime it was like a no response, I was like, oh, good. I'm winning. This is a good thing. So then I would follow up with 3 a day, right? Power of threes tracker. This is all we do. And I would just be really real with them. Like if I saw that they read it, I'd be like, you know, hey, I was thinking about you again, because I really was, because I really like took the time when I invited them to think about why I would like to have them around. And then I really wanted them around. I was like, oh my God, it would be really great to have her here. Like she would really be fun. So then it wasn't just like a follow-up because you're random following up. Like I really felt that, like I really genuinely wanted that person to be there because they took that time to think about why they would be so awesome on the team. And it would be great. Like sometimes I would just write things like, so are you ghosting on me? Did you disappear on me? And I'd just be really real with them. I would say to people all the time, like, girl, I'm not going to give up on you, and I'm not going to stop asking you until you tell me to go away. Until you tell me to leave you alone, I'm just going to keep coming back. And what's great about this, a great story about this, because they have a challenger who signed up last week, who I was talking to for 2 months, and I wrote her that message like 4 times. And I would see that she would read it. She would read it, and she wouldn't write anything back. And I'd be like, okay, that's fine. All right. So, all right, you're still thinking about it. I got it. I still felt like I was having a conversation with them, even if they weren't saying anything. And then she finally got to the point where she wrote back, she's like, I'm ready now. Can you tell me how to become part of the team? So just never gave up on them. And I told them that. And I also told them, unless you tell me to go away. So if they didn't want to do it, I gave them that opportunity. Like, you can write back to me, go away, but if not, like, just know that I'm not going to give up on you. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel better about it. So they know that I'm always going to be there for them. And then the last thing I did was the posting 3 to 5 times a day on Facebook, right? So this was interesting because I basically had a Facebook account that was private. I worked for the Department of Defense. So even having a Facebook, they were like, you know, don't do that. So when I first started the groups and they were like, make it public, I was like, oh, wait, hold on. Let's talk about posting first. So I love how everyone says you just live the lifestyle and you share the lifestyle. I love it. I love that you're here, Vicky. You just live the lifestyle and then you just share it with people. So for us, like all of us, like we're living it every single day. So, I mean, even if it's as simple as like, hey, look, I'm making eggs. It's my red container. Like I would post that. I would just put it out there like, hey, cool, this is it. I found that the more vulnerable my posts were, the ones that are really hard, that like scare the pants off you, that you don't want to write, were the ones that really connected with people. I remember one I did that I wrote, I was like, you know, moms aren't supposed to say this, but I was lonely. I felt like I woke up one day and I like didn't have any friends. Like I was surrounded by people all of the time, but I was so alone. And I had 3 of my friends from high school message me after that, and they were like, I'm so lonely too. Like, thanks for saying that. Thanks for putting that out there. So don't be afraid, because it's all of the stuff that we don't think we should say out loud that allows you to make a connection with someone who's in a place right now where they don't want to be, but they don't know how to get out of. So when you start to talk about those things, they realize they can talk to you about it. You know, you're not just some person who lives this picturesque, beautiful life. I love to post pictures of myself with like 4 baskets of laundry around me. And I had a challenger the other day who said, when you posted that, I realized I could talk to you. I thought that you had this perfect life and lived in this perfectly clean house. And then I was like, oh my God, girl, I have so much laundry that my little boy doesn't have any underwear in his drawer right now. I have to pull them out of like the clothes hamper because I haven't folded them and put them away. But I just realized how important it was to put that out there for people, because everyone out there is living the same life. And it's really what helps connect them to you. And then they know that they're going to have somebody who's supportive and who understands what they're living through every single day. So the more you put that stuff out there, and show like the flaws and show where it's hard, but still laugh about it, the more people you'll be able to touch. So today, I had a big issue with talking about, I'm still a work in progress, right? With talking about earning money from this. I had a huge fear, and I realized it was a fear that if I talked about earning money, then all of my challengers were going to think I was just out to make a buck off of them. And that ate me alive. It scared me so much I wouldn't talk about it. So as we were in a group and I got pushed to do it, write a post telling how this helps, I realized that that means more to people than you would think. So this evening I posted for the first time about income. So my husband and I, a couple years ago, were under a mountain of debt, to the point that we sold our second car. We sold our car to try and pay it off, and that didn't even cover all of it. And we just got by for a long time with just one car. And we were fine because we all went to work and daycare at the same facility, so we were okay. But if somebody was homesick, that meant you couldn't go to the doctor because you didn't have a car. And this past weekend, we went and we bought like our dream car. Got a Jeep. I was so excited. And we got it because my income for the month could cover that car payment. And you never realize like how that could change somebody's life. Like there could be someone out there right now struggling just to make a car payment, and all they have to do is be themselves and want to help someone, and that universe rewards them and helps them make that payment. Like that pushed me over the edge to do that, to see something, because I myself was in that same situation where I could struggle to do that. And it was something that just being me and going out and trying to help people and help them achieve their goals and know that they're safe and they're loved and they're supported. And I understand your struggles and living through them every day. And I just want to watch you be happy and achieve happiness, whatever form it is that means to you. This is how it can pay off. So anytime I feel like I'm afraid, I make myself take action. And I tell my girls this all the time. Like, if I'm scared, like, I don't really want to talk about that, or maybe I shouldn't venture down, the road on this subject. I know it like automatically triggers a response in me. Like, no, now you have to take action, because you need to get over this fear, and you need to push through it. I'm sure you've all seen a quote, like, everything you ever want is on the other side of fear. And I completely believe that, because I was too afraid to be me. I just wanted to be whoever I thought everyone around me wanted me to be. I was never just myself. And that was just out of fear. But when I did that and I just became me, and didn't worry and didn't care about what other people thought, said, like, I just want to be me so that I can help people be happy. Everything that I needed and wanted just really fell into place. So whenever I post, so like inviting, I really think about it and feel it. I do the same thing when I post on Facebook. So it's not just like, oh, it's 8 o'clock and I gotta get my third post out. Like, I think about what happened that day. So yesterday, one of my challengers told me that she lost 8 pounds in a week. 8 pounds in a week. And I sat there and just internalized that for a minute and thought about her. And I remember her when we were in college together. And I remember sometimes how closed off she would be. And then I thought about her now. And she posts like selfies of herself. And she supports people on our team. And she tries to help them and offer them advice. And she works so hard. And she gets all of her workouts in. And I was so happy because she saw the result of that hard work. And when I thought about that and felt it, allowed myself to feel it, I could write it. It was so easy to write it. This is how I feel. It's like my eyes crossed and I got goosebumps all over my body because I knew how far you had to push yourself out of your comfort zone to get there, but you did it. And look how powerful you are and look how strong you are. And you're never going to stop now. You're never going to stop. You saved your own life. And I think really if you like allow yourself to feel that for a minute, that you can write about anything. And when you feel that emotional connection to it and you put it out there, that's what finds somebody on the other end. So I don't have any wild, crazy tricks or any secrets. Sorry to disappoint you if that's it. But really, it's inviting 3 people a day, really telling them why you think this would be great for them and why you think they would be great for you. Following up with 3 people and telling them that you're not going to give up on them unless they tell you to go away. And then posting 3 to 5 times a day. And whatever you're posting about, allowing yourself to feel it and internalize it and then write it. It's just being you. It's just being you every single day, because that's what people relate to. And there's only one you. And Super Sunday, Brigitte Linford said, like, every coach is unique. And only you can reach certain people in your network. It resonated with me so well. Like, there's certain people, she's like, I can't reach. Like, I can't reach certain people in your network, but you can. We need everyone. Everyone needs to be in this together. So I think about all the individuals, like why they would be so fantastic here. And it just helps me connect to them and realize like, well, I'm doing what I'm doing, and surrounds me with just positive energy all of the time. So, and the last thing, personal development. Every single day. It was hard to do that, but it helped me retrain my brain. So anytime I started to think negative or bad thoughts, I would carry it around, and I still carry it around. It's in my purse. You Are a Badass is in my purse, and it doesn't matter where I am. If I start to think something negative, or I just want to, in my head, I'm like, who does she think? No, brain, you don't get to think like that anymore. And I'll pull it out, and even if I only have time to read a paragraph, I read a paragraph. If I have time for a sentence, it's a sentence. But I'm not allowing my brain to go back there anymore. And slowly over time, the more I did it, it doesn't enter my mind anymore. You just become this positive force. And when you, oh yeah, thanks for calling me out to upgrade. Appreciate that one. I will cancel. Anytime you vibrate at a certain vibration, you're going to attract that back at you. So I just find that more and more positive energy comes back. So since we only have like 10 minutes left, I'd love to answer any questions that you guys have. If I missed any, they're already up in there. I should probably take you all off mute too. Do you max out your posts at 5 times on Facebook or and cold market? Oh, okay, good. I'll take I'll jump on the Facebook one. So a 5 is the most that I've ever been able to post in a day, and it's been on a weekend. I work at the Department of Defense, and they don't let us have our cell phones there, so it's kind of the buzzkill. But anytime I'm on the weekend, yeah, absolutely. I try to post as much as I can. Since we live the life, it's so easy because like you're doing it all the time. Like even if it's just like I got my Fabletics, like, things like that, or like, hey, got another workout shirt. Like it's all around us. Like encompasses things like this. They would be like on a team call. Like I think people want to see that you're committed and that you're going to be there all the time and that you're just 100% in it. So yeah, if I can, absolutely. The only reason that I don't post more is because I worry about my posts like overlapping each other. So I try and space it out so there's like a couple of hours, for it to hang around and then hit everybody up with the next one. Otherwise, I would totally post all the time. Oh, thanks, guys. You're badass. No, I love you guys. Okay. So cold market, yeah. So this is where I actually am right now. So this is another thing that scared me. So I just set up my like page, and I'm going to start running ads on there to reach that cold market. I haven't done it yet. I've heard that there's some great things about it, but that's like my next step, because really up to this point, I've been going down my Facebook friends list. But it was funny, we were actually on a team call last night, and I said like, I gotta jump on this like page in cold market because I'm on like the letter N of my friends list, and I'm starting to get to the one like R's are like Roberts and Roger and stuff. So I got to do something about that. So yeah, I plan to run ads through like the first like week of the month, calling for applications to get filled out. That's my plan for the cold market. I guess I'll report back and let y'all know how that one goes. All right. Do you invite contacts to challenge? Oh, this is a great question, Tiffany. Thank you for asking this. She asked, did you invite your contacts to a challenge or just always to the business? I really think you have to invite them to something, right? Otherwise, you're just like giving them information and you're like, okay, right, so here you go. And then they're like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, what's the next step? Or it doesn't really, there's no call to action in it. So always invite them to a challenge group. So say like my challenge group is starting on the first of the month. I'd love to have you in there. Right now I'm actually looking at breaking out and doing 2 a month, like one that starts on the 1st and one on the 15th. Because this way I feel like I'd always have something to be inviting them to. Like the 1st through the 15th, I'll invite them to join the one that just started. Like it's only a week. We've only been going for a week. You can hop in now. It's fine. Because I don't want to invite somebody around the 5th or the 6th of the month to a challenge group that starts 3 weeks later. Like, they lose all their momentum, and you never want to take that away from people. So yeah, that's a great question. Always invite them to something. Otherwise, they don't know what to do, and it'll just linger. Okay, did I miss anything else? Do you guys have any other questions? I'm happy to answer anything. Oh, thank you. Good. All right, awesome. Okay.
All right, Nikki, we want to thank you for doing this. It was amazing, and I love how you just shared your personal story. Sorry, Lola was getting a little cranky there. So, but I love you. And guys, if you friend Nikki, she is amazing. She's one of our successful partners, and she just rocks it. She is an open book and would help you with any questions that you guys have. And please follow her. She's awesome. And again, thank you, Nikki, for doing this. I know I asked you out of the blue, but you're a rock star, and we're going to see you in top 10. So we're excited.
Yeah, that was amazing. You're the fans of me, so it's the right goal, right? I love you guys. Thanks so much, everybody, for getting on. And absolutely, what Jenny said, happy to answer any questions anytime you guys have them. Feel free to definitely friend me on Facebook. I'll accept all of you in a heartbeat. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks so much for coming.